In this video, I'm going to be going ahead and using a random generator to decide what overall every single player on this team will end up being. We'll then head over into a showdown quarter to see exactly how they will perform. But let's kick things off with this position wheel. It's got every single one of these starting spots. You can see all of the bench players, all of the starting players. So let's spin it to see what the first player will end up being on this team. What is it going to land on? It's going to be a starting power forward. So we're looking for the highest overall player we can. Of course, it is just completely down to luck as to what overall it lands on. I put every single overall there is from a 59 overall player all the way up to that 115 overall player. So we'll hit random spinner over here to see what it's going to land on. Of course, it could end up being this 59 overall power forward I've got in at the moment, but it isn't. It's going to be a 100 overall player. So we'll scroll down through all of these multi-year players that I've got. Of course, all of these have been collected from season 3 all the way up to now in season 8. And we've got 3 100 overall players. Well, 2. One's a duplicate. We got a 100 overall Aaron Gordon, I believe from this season actually. Tough luck master over here. He's got a high flyer boost, which is one of the best boosts in the game. But comparing him to Obi Toppin, Obi Toppin is looking like he's got slightly better stats than him. Not defensively, but definitely offensively. And you know what? I will go with Obi Toppin. Just based off of those stats, he is a power forward. So maybe he might not match with my boost item, which we will change later on down the line. I will randomize the boost item, the core, and all the jerseys as well. But that's our first player into the team and is not bad considering the lowest we can have is a 59 overall. So we'll eliminate the starting power forward from this wheel and spin it again to see what the next position is going to end up being. It's going to be this time a starting small forward. Maybe we're getting through all these starters first before we head over to the bench players. So we'll reset the overalls over here just so it's got that chance of coming up with 100 overall again. We'll hit random spinner to see what it's going to land on this time. Please be a high overall player. It's going to be another high overall player, 101 overall, which is good to see. What are the chances of getting 100 and then 101? But let's see what players we've got to add to this lineup. We've got 2 to choose from. A 101 overall T-Mac with a +2 court general boost to team. His stats are looking fairly good over here, but his competition is a 101 overall Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins does have a +4 boost. It is a post-offensive boost. Defensively, he's looking slightly better on some stats, but then also slightly worse on some stats. Offensively, he's looking a lot better, except for those rebounding stats. But I'm actually going to go for this Andrew Wiggins card just because he's a Golden State Warriors player. Why not? 101 overall West Coast Tour promo. Maybe I'll kick myself later for not picking T-Mac, but that is a decent start to that team. So let's eliminate that from the position wheel and spin it again to see what the next player is going to be. Is it going to land on another starter? No, we are now heading over to the bench. So it's going to be a bench shooting guard player. Let's go back to the overalls, start again so we can reset it, and let's hit that random spinner button to see what we're going to end up getting. Is it going to be a 102 overall player? Because that'd be absolutely nuts. Unfortunately, we get an absolute stinker. 60 overall for this player, just one above this 59 overall Beasley. This is not good at all. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to the end of my players. 60 overall. We got a bunch to choose from actually, all the way from this Book Knight down to the Trent Jr. So we'll basically compare the stats over here, although it's not really going to make much difference because they're on the bench. But why not? You know what? I'll pick the one with the highest 3-point stat. We got 2 guys on 67, 3 actually with Colin Sexton there, 66 and a 57. You know what? We'll go for Christopher over here. Why not? 67 3-point shot. It's not really going to do anything. Luckily, he's on the bench, but he's not going to be boosting anyone that's in the starting lineup. That's 3 players down already. We're up to a 67 overall team. Of course, the boost item, the court, and the jerseys can change everything, but we got a starting shooting guard to picks next. So from the bench shooting guard, now up to the starters. So we'll reset the overall boxes over here, hit the random spinner button to see what it's going to end up being this time. I need to bounce back from that 60 overall player, and that is not going to help at all. A 66 overall shooting guard. What is going on with my luck at the moment? We started off well with a 100 and a 101 overall player. Now we're down in the depths with these low overall cards. So 66 overall. Have I got some good players, some good shooters? So we'll start things off with a 62 3-point shot on Brown. Seth Curry has got a 74 3-point shot. That'll be tough to beat for a 66 overall. Shepard over here with a 73 3-point shot. And that is pretty much it when it comes to our 66 overall players. So it's basically Seth Curry or Shepard over here. And I'll go for Seth Curry just because he's got a better 3-point stat. There are lots of positives for getting Shepard, but also a lot of negatives over there. But you never know, we might be able to get Steph Curry at the point guard spot. So I'll leave the door open to have this brother duo combo. So we'll go back to the wheel for the positions. We'll get rid of starting shooting guard, spin it again to see what the next player is going to end up being. And it's going to be that starting point guard spot. Can we get a Steph Curry into the team with his brother Seth? We're going to reset all the boxes just so it gives every overall a fair chance at getting picked. We'll hit random spinner to see what it's going to end up being this time, and it's going to be another stinky pick. 63 overall, down to the silver players again. Watch the bench be absolutely amazing at the point guard spot. We'll go down all the way to the 63 overall players. We're still sticking with these silver cards over here, and unfortunately I don't actually have any 63 overall point guards. So I looked on the auction house for a 63 overall point guard, and unfortunately there are none on the auction house at all. So maybe this is the game saving me a little bit. So we'll go back to the overall picker and we'll just spin it again, because of course there's nothing for me to buy on the auction house. So hopefully it's going to give me a little bit of an upgrade in terms of overall. That is a lot better. 95 overall for this point guard. So we'll scroll through all of my point guards to see what 95 overall players I've got. Have I got a Steph Curry at 95 overall? We got a 96 one. We do indeed have a 95 Steph, but is he going to be better than our other two 95 overall players? We got Jones over here. Not really looking better. I'm mainly looking at that three-point shot, admittedly. Tyrese Maxey over here, again, not really much better on the three-point stat. And I can't really pass up having Seth and Steph Curry in the same team. So we'll put both of them in. 95 Steph and a 96 overall Seth Curry. So not a bad start. Seth Curry, only a 66 overall, is probably going to hurt us in a showdown quarter. But we'll get rid of the starting point guard spot from the wheel, and we'll spin it again to see what the next position is going to be. This time just about landing on the starting center spot. So this is to end off all the starters in the team. So we'll hit the random spinner button over here to see what overall we end up getting. Please be above 100 overall. It's going to be a 78 overall player. This wheel is not liking me having high overall players. So we'll scroll all the way down to 78 overall. Have I actually got a player 78 overall? I don't. So there is the chance that there is nothing on the auction house, so we can respin and get ourselves a better player. But I do think a 78 overall player is likely going to be on the auction house. We'll set the filter correctly over here. We'll hit center to see what pops up. There actually isn't anything. What is going on with the auction house at the moment? It is really saving me, and I'm not really complaining, but I mean, I would expect some 78 overall players to be on the market. So we'll go ahead and spin it again. Hopefully this is going to land on a higher rated player than 78 overall. What is it going to be this time? A 102 overall player. So we'll definitely take that. The auction house not working is really helping me out in this video. We got a pretty wide selection of players to pick one at the 102 overall spot. So we got Bam Adebayo there. We're giving out a Glass Keener boost. It is a +2-1. Muggsy Bogues, golden ticket from season 4. It was iLogic's HD's golden ticket card over here. He's got the 3-point clutch ability at 5'3", which is super fun. Joel Embiid got slightly better stats than Muggsy Bogues, but I don't think he beat Muggsy Bogues in terms of funness in gameplay. You've also got a Yao Ming card with the in the paint ability, a Shaq card at 102 overall. No abilities on him, but some very, very nice stats. 101 dunking and a 102 layup. Sengun as well at 102 overall. And finally, Karl-Anthony Towns there with his post monster boost. Realistically, for me, it's either between the Muggsy Bogues or the Yao Ming, just based off of how fun they are to play with. You know what? I'll go for Muggsy Bogues for the vibes. He's going to be rounding off this starting lineup. So now it's down to the bench players. There is a real opportunity here to get some really good players, especially ones with team boost to help out this team. We're going to kick things off at the bench small forward spot. So let's go back to the overall boxes to see what rated player we need. Hopefully it's going to be kind of high overall, because most of the high overall players have got team boost. It's a 111 overall player. We've either got a Jimmy Butler with a +3 3-pointer to team, a 111 Dr. J with a +4 dunk to team, but it's got to be that 111 Kawhi Leonard. Now I did notice, I believe in the video where I made my actual highest rated team, a lot of you guys were confused with the boost on Kawhi Leonard. It is showing as a +8 high fly boost, but it doesn't actually work like that. I believe it is only a +4, and it's just a visual bug with this card. But nonetheless, it is going to help out this team better than the other two guys would do on the bench. So he's going to be our bench small forward, and that is an amazing pick to have to kick this bench off. I say that and I did completely forgot we've already got a 61 overall bench shooting guard, but we're going to ignore him. We got 3 more spots left to go. It's going to be the bench power forward next. So who's going to get rid of this 60 overall Achua? Let's find out what overall it's going to end up being. I want another high overall card. It's going to be a 73 overall player. That is not good at all. I doubt I'm going to find one with a team boost, but let's scroll down the line anyway. I haven't haven't actually got a 73 overall player. Maybe the auction house will come in clutch and not have one either. Let's go onto the auctions, set the filters correctly. We got 73 overall at the power forward spot, and there has to be one card to get at 20k coins as well. We're just gonna have to spend it over here. So 20k coins spent, a 73 overall power forward. It's just the luck of the draw as to what overall I end up getting. So we'll scroll all the way down to the power forward spot, try and find that 73 overall player as he gets into the line. The one time the auction house finds a player for me, he goes in. At least he's up to a 74 with all the boosts we've got on the team at the moment, but that leaves 2 more spots left to get. What is the penultimate spot going to end up being? Is it the point guard or the center? It's going to be that bench center spot. So we'll hit the random spinner button over here to see what overall it's going to end up being. Please be a high overall. Is a 100 overall player. So we're back to what we had at the very start, a 100 overall player. I've only got a 100 overall Dirk. He hasn't got a team boost. Is a +4 lockdown defender boost to position. At least he's boosting Muggsy Bogues. So that leaves our final spot, the point guard spot. So can we end this off with a high rated player with a team boost preferably? It's going to be a 108 overall player. Have I got anyone at 108 overall? I got another Steph Curry card, but of course I can't have 2 Stephs in the same team, which has kind of left me a little bit stuck because I can't have any of these cards which are all Steph Curry cards. And I don't think on the market there are going to be 108 overall players. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't be able to afford them because I only have 950k coins at the moment. You can see they're going for a ridiculous amount of coins, 20+ million for all of these guys over here. So that is out of the question. I'm gonna have to respin the one time I get a high overall player and I can't actually stick them into the team. So we'll hit random spinner to see what we've got next. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for Steph Curry straight away as the starting point guard, but oh well, it's gonna land on a 74. I know a lot of you in the comments would say probably just switch out that starting Steph and have a different one on the bench, but I kind of lock them in every single time I put them into the team. So we're gonna have to scroll down to a 74 overall player to see what I've got. And I actually don't have anyone at all. So it's back to the auction house to try and see if they've got a 74 overall point guard. So we'll set the filters at 74 overall, go down to the point guard spot, and there are going to be quite a few. It doesn't really matter which one we pick. I'm not spending 26k on a gold player if I can help it, but I can't because there's only an 18k one as the cheapest now. There's a 15k one. The prices have gone up, it seems like, for those gold players, and my coin balance has not gone up at all because you can't really sell anything on the auction house at all. So we're going to go ahead and stick in our 74 overall point guard to round off this lineup, but we are not done. We've still got the boost item and the courts and the jerseys. And I went ahead and counted absolutely every single court I've got, and I've got 38 of them. So we're going to go 1 to 38 over here on this random generator. We'll hit go and it's going to come up with court number 30. They really picked a high number for me to have to count through all of my courts. And 30 is going to be this Moda Center court. I believe it's giving out a court general boost to the team. I don't know why it's bugged where you don't actually get to see the boost on them once you put it in, but it's a court general boost and it's actually going to be a pickpocket boost as well. So +2 on both of those. Now time for the jerseys, and I counted all of them up, and surprisingly I had 98 jerseys in total in my inventory. Of course, when I'm counting them, I'm counting the home jersey I've got equipped as number 1, away as number 2, and then go through all of the ones along the bottom. So we'll hit go over here. It's going to come up with number 24 for us to go ahead and count to. The first jersey is going to be this Miami City jersey. It's looking very nice. I like the design on it, so it's going to go in there as our home jersey. What's the next number going to be? Number 36, and it's going to end up on this Lakers jersey, another City jersey, and a nice one over here. Both of these, I believe, were from past Live Today promos or something like that, but they are both going in there as the home and away jersey. So the final thing we've got is the boost item. If we get an absolutely nuts one, it could really help out this team because right now they're only at 90 overall. So I counted up all my boost items and I got 61 in total. If it lands on the strategic medal, that would be absolutely ridiculous. What number is it going to give us? 24, 21, 22, 23, 24 is gonna land us at this stinky coin boost one. That is not good at all. It's not boosting any players on the team, so we're gonna end off with a 90 overall team. We have got some highlights though. We got Seth and Steph Curry in the same team. We got a nice Andrew Wiggins card, OB topping at a 101, and this Muggsy Bogues card is looking nice. So it's not all negatives with this lineup, not as high as I would have hoped for, but of course it's the luck of the draw, and with such a big gap between the lowest overall player and the highest overall, you're bound to get some low overall players in this team. So we'll head over into a showdown quarter to see exactly how well this team can perform. So up against the 95 overall team, this is not going to be an easy matchup at all. We've got a massive overall disadvantage, but hopefully my skills of playing NBA Live Mobile can pull us through. I won't just be scoring with Steph Curry either. I will be scoring with everyone if I can. I forgot for a second that we're not even going to be starting with the ball, but at least the jerseys are looking nice. The purple for the Lakers against this Golden State Warriors team. Can we get the ball off Porzingis? He's going to try and drive in, posting up our guy. He goes for the 2. He misses that one. Reeves able to get the rebound, but at least he misses his shot. So we'll kick things off with Steph Curry. This should be a pretty much guaranteed 3-pointer. Perfect release as he sinks that one. A 100 3-point shot. Don't really know why I said a guaranteed make. It's nowhere near getting completely maxed out, but at least he's making it to kick things off. We got to score with his brother Seth next, which is definitely not going to be easy. Can he get the ball off Mike Conley? He's trying hard and just about getting it. Seth Curry with the ball running up the court, goes in for the dunk, and he finishes it off. 61 dunking, but at least he's knocking it down. So we're up to 5 points already in this quarter. It is looking promising, although things can go from good to bad very quickly in these showdown quarters. Next up, I think we got to score with our small forward. So let's hopefully get the ball with Obi Toppin there. Play it out to Porzingis for the 3-pointer as he sinks that one. So next up, we've got to score with this Andrew Wiggins card. I'm going to risk it and go for another 3-pointer. It's a perfect release as he just misses that one. I thought he might make it. His 3-pointer's only a 92, which isn't bad, but I thought it might be a little bit higher considering he's a decent high overall player. We get the rebound though with Obi Toppin, so let's find Wiggins. We're going for a more simple shot with him this time. It's going to be a dunk unless he gets stopped, which he's not. A one-handed slam as he sinks that one. We still got Muggsy Bogues' clutch ability, which is going to be super fun to use. He is looking very small on the court at 5'3", and I guess you would do when you're coming up against some pretty much giants compared to the average person. But we got Obi Toppin here getting stopped, but at least he knocks it down. 104 scoring with contact is very nice indeed. So up to 9 points already in this quarter. Austin Reeves for 3 as he misses that one, but they're getting the rebound and Capella knocking it down. So we got Muggsy Bogues' 3-point clutch ability to use to wrap off scoring with everyone in the starting 5. We'll go for that 3-pointer. No one's going to block us, and that's another made basket to put us up to 12 points. His 3-pointers are 98, which is not bad at all. Steph is still going to be our best 3-point shooter with a 100 3-point stat though. Conley's going to go for the 2-pointer and he's going to knock it down. So we got 29 seconds left to go in this quarter. Steph Curry will try that 3-pointer again. It's another perfect release, and this time he's knocking it down. So up to 15 points in the game. Around 20 seconds left to go now. Can we find another basket in this quarter to just up that points difference that little bit more? Grant's going to go in and he just about knocks down the bucket. We could potentially get 2 shots off with Steph Curry if we can. That would be absolutely amazing. Steph for 3, another perfect release, but unfortunately just missing out on Bogues getting the rebound, and he's going to get the ball stolen off him as he tried to go up for the shot. Conley's going to go for the deep 3, and he's going to miss that one over there. So 15-9, not a bad showdown quarter considering we had a big overall disadvantage. It'll be interesting to see what my opponent does on his end. I reckon he'll probably beat me because it isn't a massive points difference for a showdown quarter, but nonetheless, this team performed fairly well. We made an interesting team. You can't argue with that. With, of course, the 2 brothers and then Muggsy Bogues there at the center spot. I thought this video would be a little bit of fun, and if you want to go check out some other team builders I have done in NBA Live Mobile, some of them have been absolutely ridiculous. I'll leave the full playlist in the bottom left-hand corner, and I'll see you guys in some of those videos. Peace!